Today was not great. My phone's fucking up pretty bad. It wasn't really taking a charge all day, and then when I got to work about 10 or so, it just quit completely. The battery wasn't dead. The battery's still not dead. I got it back to my apartment and plugged it in, and it booted right up, and then I unplugged it to shoot this minutes later, and it is fine. So I think whatever happened to it, it just needed to reacquaint itself with the charger. But so I've got to go to the AT&T store tomorrow and get my phone looked at, figure out what's wrong with it. Although I think I know. Uh, I think it has to do with my big fancy battery being too big and fancy for my phone, which is a bummer because if that's the case, that means I'm gonna have to go back to the stock battery and just carry the charger with me and I don't know, hope that I find myself near an outlet when I'm out for a while, which is gonna fucking blow. Uh, but that's whatever. I kind of the writing's been on the wall for a little while with this thing with the battery and like a pin fell out of the battery contact recently, and that's not good. And I should have just gone in and gotten it looked at then, and I even told some people I was going to. And then I got up the next day and went, well, it charged up to 100%. I guess I'm fine. And just walked around like an idiot. I'm not going to do that this time, though. I got a day off. I've been planning on doing it now all day. And just because the phone has decided to work right now for 30 seconds does not change that. I got shit on at work. That was fun. I'm not gonna go into detail, but my job is to guard a room with 4 entrances, and 2 of them, the only people that should be coming through those entrances are staff, and 99% of the time that's what's happening. And then one of them is just emergency services, and then one of them is everybody else, and it really makes it hard to do my job when the people manning the nurse stand are just buzzing out whoever they want. If you're going to leave an emergency room, you either have to have discharge papers and be discharged from the hospital, or you need to have a piece of paper that said that you left against medical advice. That's a thing. You've got to have that. Because if you don't have that and then you walk out and you die of whatever you walked out during the treatment of, then, or even if you're just hurt or it just gets worse, like someone can sue. So we have to have this thing signed. And there were people getting let out, and maybe they even signed the thing. But we have a big problem with people just trying to skip on out the door. So my partner manning the desk outside, whenever we're out there, we're told if somebody comes out and they're a patient and they do not have papers, stop them. They're not supposed to go. You gotta go. Like, they're not prisoners. They can leave if they want to, but they gotta sign this thing. Otherwise we gotta call in somebody to confirm as a witness that they are refusing to sign the thing but are leaving anyway, and then we can cover our asses. And we bring her back in, and the person that buzzed her out starts yelling at us like, no, she's free to go. She can go. She doesn't want to stay here. She doesn't have to stay here. That's fine. She can go. And I'm sitting here trying to explain, well, we need to us out there, what just happened looks like an elopement. It looks like somebody just leaving. And I was trying to explain the concept. Like, I'm not saying she has to stay. I'm saying she can go if she wants. But we need to know that she can go, because if we don't know that she can leave, then we're supposed to bring her back. I'm just doing my job. All night, I just kept telling myself, I'm just doing my job. Everybody's getting pissed off at me because they don't want me to do my job for one reason or another, but I'm just doing my job. But that, not really a big deal. Like, I had that at the hotel. It's fine. It's I'm a security guard, and as a security guard, I am often going to have to do things in the pursuit of slavish devotion to protocol that is going to make other people's jobs more complicated, or things they don't want to do, or even things that other guards that sometimes have my post don't do. Like, I'm sure the person doing this has done this 1,000 times. Always just buzzes people out, and maybe the guard that is typically manning my post, or has in the past, or whatever, is cool with it. But I'm new. This is my second day. I don't know. Like, I'm not well enough acquainted with the place to let shit slide yet. I don't, because I don't know what's acceptable and what's not. And if you ask anybody in charge, the answer is nothing is acceptable. There is zero deviation from protocol, and that's the way I'm playing it now, and that's the way I'm going to play it on pretty much everything. But anybody in any workplace knows that sometimes, like, you've got to use your head. It's like, that's why they have people instead of just a computer screen with a lock attached to it. That's why I'm there. But like I said, that's not the problem. The problem is the fucking Rangers didn't lose. And now they're going to the East Coast Finals, and I hope with all of my heart that the Tampa Bay Lightning can kill them. But my phone died at like 10, and that's when they were going into overtime. Like, it buzzed me being like, the Rangers and the Capitals are going to overtime, and I go, oh wow, I hope the Rangers lose. And then, like 30 seconds later, my phone just blinked off, and it didn't come back on until I got it home at about 12:40 and plugged it in. And I pulled up my computer, and I Googled the score, and I saw the Capitals lost, so the Rangers were moving on. And I silently screamed fuck at the top of my lungs without making any noise, because it's late and everybody's sleeping. I did that for like 30 seconds. I kind of got shit on from all directions today, but it was cool because in my heart I believed that at the end of the day, the Capitals would beat the Rangers, and I could feel joy in my heart, and I didn't get that. I was robbed of that. Again, by the Rangers. They can't stop being the worst thing in the world. But, yeah, I guess tomorrow I've got to go out, get my phone looked at. Hopefully not replaced. Hopefully they can just be like, oh, this is here, let me slide this thing back in. Because, like, if it's the pin, I have the pin. The pin's in, it's tucked in behind the battery. It's in the phone. So if they can put that back in somehow and make that work, that'd be swell. That'd be cool. Otherwise, I don't know, it'll be like $100. Place of fun. And I don't really, like, I can do that, but I don't know. I have other things that I need to spend $100 on. But, like I was just saying the other day, that ahead of everything else, ahead of getting a desk, getting an actual chair, getting a shelf, pitching in on a couch for the living room, ahead of all that, I have to get a window unit AC. That is my number one priority. But ahead of the window unit AC is making sure I have a working telephone. Because if I don't have a working telephone, I can't get around. I have to use the GPS to find my way around. It's a big fucking city. I've got a terrible sense of direction, and I don't remember instructions very well. So, yeah, I guess I'll get that taken care of. It's been a good fun. It's just got a couple of weird little quirks, but that's, yeah, I guess that's about it. I don't know, it's a weird day. Nothing nightmarish happened, just kind of, today I got to look at the negative part of the industrial side of it, and I'm still, like, at the end of the day, like, as much as I complain here, I don't dislike the job. It's a perfectly fine job. I like pretty much everyone I'm working with. It was just like one person was really shitty today, and everybody else was totally fine. Everybody else was cool. But that's me.